Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome New York Times senior editor Charles Duhigg.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is an enormous treat. My name is Charles Duhigg. I'm the senior editor for conferences and live journalism here at the Times, and it's an enormous pleasure to introduce you or to welcome you to tonight's event. As many of you know, we are going to have a conversation this evening between Bjarke Ingels, who will be one of the most acclaimed architects. We'll be talking about some of his buildings here in New York and how that's changing the New York City skyline, along with Michael Kimmelman, our chief architecture critic for the Times. And tomorrow, we have a full day planned of conversations and debates and discussions, which hopefully all of you will participate in, to talk about resiliency and what it means for cities going forward. What are the opportunities and challenges as we confront them? Before I start, let me just start by thanking our sponsors, Citi, the Presidio Graduate School, Delta Airlines, and our supporter, the Rockefeller Foundation, whose support makes things like this possible. And most importantly, to thank all of you. The only reason we're able to do this is because folks like yourself, and there's some of the most high-ranking executives from business and not-for-profits and government in the room, because folks like yourself are willing to come out and participate in this. To that end, what we've done is to try and make this a conversation. We've set up an email address, q@nytimes.com. What I'd love to invite any of you to do is, as you're watching a panel, as you're watching a discussion, if you have questions or comments, please feel free to send them to this address, and then we'll read them afterwards. If you have incredibly fat thumbs, like I do, feel free to also wait until the end of the panel. We'll take a couple questions from the audience. In addition, because we're just enormously appreciative of you coming out this evening, we also wanted to share with you something that'll be on the New York Times website tomorrow. If at some point, don't feel like you have to do it right now, don't mind pointing your phone to nytimes.com/2WTC. What you'll see is an interactive graphic we've put together that shows how Mr. Bjarke's current design for the 2 World Trade Center site situates itself into that plot of land, how it changes the New York City skyline, how it affects the view of New York from various boroughs. And the reason why we're doing this and why we're having conferences like this is that for 100 years, people have thought of the New York Times as a newspaper. And we've been, I think, a pretty good newspaper. Hopefully, everyone here enjoys reading it occasionally. How many people actually get a subscription on paper? Oh, you people are amazing. Thank you. You're going to send my kid to college. But going forward, of course, and right now, we're not just a newspaper. Nothing can be just a newspaper anymore. The conversation is not about newspapers. It's about mobile apps, and it's about online content. It's about conferences like this. It's about convening audiences like yourselves and engendering a conversation that hopefully provides a beacon for not only us, but for the world about where cities and where the world and our lives can go going forward. So thank you all so much for coming out this evening. We look forward to having a conversation with you. And with that, let's get started. Thank you.